Three, two, one. Here we go. Searching for Sugar Man. It's a documentary, and I don't know why I'm on this movie kick, but podcasting is my experimental expression. And I came across this movie called Searching for Sugar Man, and it's about this musician, this mysterious musician who lives in Detroit, and he lives a very humble life, and he's just doing a lot of trades work, and that helps him get by, and he does music, but it's very obscure. Very mysterious. Not many people know about him. Doesn't seem to be very successful in the US. And people are just wondering, like, who is this person? But his music is very well done. And what's interesting is in South Africa, this musician has gained traction. He's become successful in a completely different region, a different continent. And it wasn't until many years later, well over 20, I think it's 28 years later, he was discovered as somebody that was still living. There were these fans in South Africa who thought he was dead, thought he had committed suicide, so he's gone. All these years, they didn't know what happened to him. And they went searching, and they're trying to find out what really happened to this man named Rodriguez, who is such an icon in South Africa, having sold 500,000 copies of his albums. It was just strange that all of a sudden he disappeared. He wasn't producing any more albums after the few that he put out, and all these people from South Africa were wondering, what had happened. But these two fans decided to go and become detectives and figure out where this musician went to. Wanted to track him down. And they finally did many years later, and discovered that he's living in a very humble area. And Rodriguez, the musician that they were looking to find, hadn't even known that he was that successful in South Africa. Had no idea that he had any kind of success there. He was more successful than Elvis Presley in that area. So it's incredible. And the end of the movie is absolutely fantastic, because he goes and he travels to South Africa, and he does this concert for thousands and thousands of fans. And thousands of people show up at this concert just to see this man who everyone thought was gone and passed away. And he shows up. He's a completely different person in this country compared to the US. He's completely different. His fan base is incredible in South Africa, and it's fascinating to see the kind of traction that he's gained in this in this country. It's absolutely incredible that an artist can be popular in one area, but seemingly non-existent in another. Non-existent in your hometown, to boot. It seems completely mind-blowing to me that he was non-existent in his own country. So it's fascinating when I think about putting your art out to the world to see what you can get in terms of traction. And you never know when you put your work out there to the world, whether you could become a success in a completely different area, different region. I mean, all it takes is one break and you're now known all over in that region. So you never know what happens. It's just fascinating. And now, today, with the internet, becoming an international success is within reach if you're putting out content or you're putting out art that matters, that's meaningful. Somebody might latch onto it. You don't know. But I'm just absolutely stunned by the movie. I mean, I'm coming across these documentaries, which are fascinating stories about people. People that are gems, are seemingly unknowns. Like, this artist was compared to Bob Dylan, compared to just the most amazing musicians of that time, of that era. Yet, he was unknown in the US. When these albums were created, people were saying, like, this is going to be successful. This is going to be a hit. It's just incredible that you can travel to one country and be a completely different person, be known as a completely different individual, be known as a celebrity. And you see your art, and circling back to people who are maybe listening to this, your art that you're creating, or whatever you're creating, it may not appeal to one person, but that doesn't mean you should just give up, that you should stop, because it might appeal to another crowd. Different cultures relate to different artistic expressions. And it would be advantageous for you to let other cultures know that you exist, and then to see where the traction comes from. So the traction is important. It's critical. It's a way for you to make a living doing what you're doing. I mean, this artist is so humble. He lives in a very humble place. He's very simple living. It's very uncomplicated. He has a family, but all the money he earned from his concerts and from his CDs and whatnot, he gave to his family. So it's just an absolutely fascinating story that somebody can be so successful in one country, and you never know. And that's the way it is with online business. You never know where your business can attract a certain level of success. It's absolutely worthwhile to put it out there to the world. See what kind of success comes of it. I'm certainly fascinated when I put my books out there to the world that they're popular in places like Brazil or Japan. It's like people are buying them from there. I'm thinking, this is just bizarre to me that people from these countries all over the world are reading these books. It's very fascinating to me. Well, this is the world that we live in. I think we're more connected than ever before. When we talk about the online world, there's a way for you to put your work out to people from all over. Like, I recently was talking to somebody from Pakistan, and I'm thinking, this is incredible that I'm able to talk to this person from Pakistan. Why is it that I'm able to do this? It's very strange to me. It's like 20 years ago. There's no way this could have happened. You couldn't really communicate that easily with people from all over the world, but now you can. So now you can spread your art, you can spread your story. And if your story is meaningful enough, if it's inspirational enough, if it is something that people will care about, then they'll let you know. So, Searching for Sugar Man is the name of the documentary, and I recommend you check it out. The story is definitely captivating. That's all I've got for today. Just once again, thank you. And thank you for tuning in. Till next time, cheers.